early on, much earlier than I'm sure that they would have hoped for.
So OTP expected, yeah.
OTP, and they're busting out Ziba on the chipper specifically, and all the games that he's played, I believe today. I'll have to double check on that, but big plays by OTP.
And another interesting thing, note on that is that the winner of this series actually will now play OTP in the following round as the brackets are setting it up. So other results, by the way, as I do got my screen right here, you got, of course, our series at 1-1. TDM over Absolute Legends 2-0, as we talked about. But Absolute Legends playing that one fairly well, apparently. Pencils is up 1-0 over Q Squad, actually, so keep an eye on that one. We Are Spies is still 1-0 over TFR. Game 2 still hasn't finished yet.
I believe it actually has.
Did it just finish, maybe?
Let me
these brackets usually update pretty damn fast,
You're
I must
correct.
say. So.
Well, someone left the game. Okay, they must have just paused. And
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think they just
It seemed like
it
it was pretty close, though, at that point even now, too. So.
It looks like TFR is going to take it. They actually are
Commanding
up
lead.
4 racks. So.
Okay, so that could possibly go to Game 3. TT Esports, they do run damn 2-0. Mistral beats SDS 2-0. And then Afraid is up 1-0 over Another Dimension. Now, these matches won't happen today, but look at this match setting up from the losers bracket.
What's that?
TT Esports versus Stay Green.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be taking place tomorrow. So,
all right,
that should be fun.
Yeah,
anyways, there you go. Just some results as far as how things are looking. But we have our third and final game. It looks like it has actually started. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into a Complexity taking a Lion Esports Club game number 3. Let's take a look. That means 3.
Number dry. Number dry.
That was a little lame. Number dry. That was stupid. Blind bands, Moon
Game
Queen Tempest. I know other languages, yeah. Moon Queen Tempest from Complexity. You got Wild Soul Keeper from Lion. Ophelia, the first lock right there. Bubbles Pharaoh, Hammer Storm Pebbles.
Oh my god, they're rushing through here.
Seriously, we are just flying through this. So already at the last lock for Hanskin here. Going to be coming up, but yeah, I mean the Ophelia, quick first lock there. Moon Queen once again, B-Kid doesn't want to deal with it, but other than that, even with that actually, nothing too crazy going on here. Into the final lock.
Glacius is usually an indication, or sorry, Ophelia is usually an indication to pick Glacius up if your second pick, because you want to secure that in the pool. You don't want to give Complexity the option to ban it out. Because if they do get first pick of Ophelia, it's a very smart idea to have that Glacius to keep him out of your jungle or keep him away from mid if you are setting up shop in mid with Glacius. But they decided to go with their MOA again for the 3rd time. They didn't pick it the previous 2 games, but they locked it every single game so far.
Well, they like it. I mean, again, they have definitely picked it up in the past, including against Complexity, and they play it as a support role against Seal Kid specifically. Plays it very well. So they want to at least keep the option once again on the table. They don't want to be banned here, so they're going to go ahead and lock it up. The other, or the banning phase, speaking of that, we got Fade, Engineer, Parasite so far coming out here. So 3 more in total to go, of course. There's going to be Wretched Hag from Lion, actually. And now Complexity is going to be Glacius with their final one. So it's going to be Glacius lock, and instead gets banned. And then Plague Rider is going to be the final ban. So Glacius does eventually get banned, and that could be a pretty good sign that Ophelia probably will be first picked here by Complexity, pending something crazy. So.
Yeah, with Glacius and Parasite banned, both by B-Kid, by the way. So that's kind of a huge tell, and not to mention, Zephyr's still unbanned.
And Demented Shaman.
And Demented Shaman. So now, the same thing happened with Lions. They first picked, or well, not first picked, but they picked it right away after Zephyr was picked in Game 1. Wasn't so successful, honestly. And having Zephyr and then also the ability to have Ophelia on your team, too, with no strong counter to him, that's massive heal and massive push. So, yeah, I don't know. Unless Lions has a strategy that's ready for that, Complexity has a good start here.
Get some creep clearing. That's how it starts. You know what they need? Lord Salforus. I keep going back to this guy. The ultimate of his. It seems like it's so obvious. I mean, it's just so powerful against lineups that may be grouping up and pushing together. We've seen it dabble a little bit when he first broke on the competitive scene, but I don't think he's been played yet, at least in our coverage on HoN Tour, unfortunately. So, but no Lord Salforus here. Draconis Andromeda, though, are going to be the first 2 picks coming out for Lion Esports Club. So, yeah, it is setting up to be what could be in now. So they're going to let them get Demented if they want it. They might not even go for it, of course. I mean, you could definitely just go like in a Luna Zephyr instead. But they did take Lion did take Andromeda, and that actually brings to the point where the first 2 games, Complexity once again showing that they like to run the Luna-Andromeda combination.
Yeah.
And they've been running in that tri-lane setup. So Lions, maybe keeping that in mind, they actually take Andromeda for themselves, pairing it up with Draconis so far. But
yeah, I don't know. Like, I really feel that with the heroes that they have so far with Draconis and Andromeda, that they might want to try to like man up and do some kind of tri-lane with Draconis, Andromeda, and then perhaps maybe Torturer. They like to run Torturer. They've done a good job with it so far. But against a tri-lane in the safe lane, most likely by Complexity, with now a Luna Zephyr and presumably the Ophelia coming out of the lock pool, I just feel like that's not going to match up well for Lions. We'll have to wait and see, though. The points done could make it all the difference from Andromeda, but if they play their cards right, they could do it. It is a bit risky, but one thing you don't want to do is let Zephyr have a free farming lane, especially with Ophelia in the pool, because you're just going to lose so many towers, and if you don't have a good anti-push, and if you're not ready for it, you're going to lose all your towers. And if you try to defend them, you're probably going to die and then lose the towers. So you really got to pick smartly against a Zephyr and a Charizard.
wow. Lord Selforus, I'm telling you, he's the key. He's the answer. Probably not going to see him, though. Spending a lot of time, by the way. I mean, down to 2 seconds of extra time with Speed Kid, so just really was thinking about that, but in the end, they do go that Jeremiah. So, yeah, the heal support is most certainly there for Complexity, specifically the Zephyr. You see a right-click on a Succubus, actually. And there's Mirmina. Okay, so Krepson just kind of throwing his opinion out there as random heroes, but Hanskin does have plenty of time to maybe think about this, and well, Pestilence, you know. We do talk about Zephyr as deceptively tanky in the sense that its armor's not the greatest, and Pestilence can be good for that. See, Tundra. Oh, yeah, Tundra's still open. That's another option. I got to think especially now with the Jeremiah. Well, actually, but they don't build a Master of Arms as more of a farming route, so I was going to say that because of the Nullfire Blade on him, but if you support, then that might not be. Of course, they could actually run a more of the carry style with the setup that they have. I mean, they do have an Andromeda as that pure support right now. Anyways, they are going to spend plenty of time here, again, as they really should. Really thinking this one out. It's tough, man. I mean, knowing what you pretty much can safely assume, again, that you're going up against an Ophelia with the lineup that they already have. I mean, that's just a lot of team support and team push coming out there. Lion is trying to think of something. And, ooh, they are going to go Demented Shaman themselves, actually. So it's not like they were taking that away from Complexity, but...
Yeah, and I am interested to see now how Complexity lanes is. Obviously, Ophelia was picked up first by them. Perhaps we could see a... I don't know, there's a lot of aggression in the pool. There's a lot of aggression in the pool with Hammerstorm and Pebbles, both. If you wanted to try some kind of... Hell, you could even do a support Hammerstorm for Andromeda and Draconis. You really could. We'll have to wait and see.
Master Pharaoh. Oh, I was going to off.
Wrong! Just kidding.
Noob. Pebbles and Master of Arms are going to be the final 2 picks.
Well,
so
this looks like it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane
Yeah.
of Master of Arms, Andro, and Draconis. Or they could go Master of Arms, Andro, and Pebbles, which is probably stronger, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because Pebbles just has a little bit more lane presence with the guaranteed stun. And well, I guess it's not guaranteed, but it's pretty easy to hit. And then Draconis, he'll probably be soloing in some kind of maybe short lane and Diminished Shaman mid.
I mean, this is just one of those lineups on Complexity sites where you just look at it and you're like, damn, that's a good lineup over there. So that's definitely a worrisome thing for Lion, but at the same time, they definitely got some power themselves. You said the possibility of them running an aggressive tri-lane here is definitely there. Here we go, though. We're going to start loading into the game. Neither team going the jungle route, of course. Well, why did I just say that? Because Ophelia is here on Complexity, so... That is definitely a jungle hero. For some reason, I thought there wasn't one. We're going to have a pause to start things off here in game number 3, but yeah, it's Complexity's lineup again. Thing of beauty over here, really. So where will Lions go? Master of Arms is definitely being played by Hanskin, especially going to be playing that support. So
are they going to run the tri-lane again of Diminished Shaman?
Yeah.
He could just be walking down here. Pebbles is running down here as well. So
I think you're
probably going to go mid with Diminished Shaman, to be honest, and Draconis in that short lane.
And if that's the case, for Complexity, do you think it's going to be a Luna Zephyr bottom, or you think they're going to send them mid?
I don't know, but if you're Complexity, you want to dodge a tri-lane at all costs.
Yeah.
Like, even though you do have Ophelia, you don't want to risk the fact of your Zephyr not getting good farm. And Hey, it ended up working for them game 1, but it shouldn't have, honestly. That wasn't really... I mean, Complexity did play it well, but it was more of Lions kind of not putting all the pieces together. And it was their... Well, I guess it wasn't their first game of the day, but maybe they just had to work out some bugs and find the rhythm. Because last game, they certainly found it.
Well, you mentioned that. I mean, Liv, I guess, made the point that these guys are all at a LAN center, maybe not using the exact setups that they were hoping for, is what I kind of got the gist of what she was saying. But, just something to keep in mind. Not that that's an excuse by any means, but maybe it's not the most comfortable. I know you, Ralph, you can't stand playing on other setups.
Nope. I am the most OCD person you will ever meet.
Need to have your own setup. Everything perfect.
I have to have my mouse cords in a perfect order that I have to tape them down. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I actually do it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. There's actually, I definitely know I've seen StarCraft players specifically that, the Koreans over there, that they got their all crazy setups going and whatnot. Yeah. So, gonna pause here again. I thought the complexity might have been ready, but no, they were not. Still need a second apparently before we are gonna be moving on. You know what, Ralph? Super Bowl's tomorrow. I just remember that again.
I see. So weird. I always feel like today is a Friday. Today always feels like a Friday to me for some reason.
Because it's just such an awesome day. Yeah, so today's Saturday, so obviously, the Super Bowl tomorrow. 49ers versus the Ravens.
Go Ravens.
If I had to pick a team, I probably would pick the Ravens, but...
Well, aren't you from California? You're from California.
I'm from California. I see people say that. So you're from California, you should root for the 49ers. What? To me, that doesn't make sense. California is a big state.
This is true.
I don't need to... and I actually put it out there that, if anything, the 49ers, I'm a Chargers fan from San Diego, and the one Super Bowl that San Diego got to go to, I believe it was in 94 or 95, they actually got beat by the 49ers, and it was something like 55-14. Like, they got crushed.
Oh, wow.
It was like one of the most lopsided victories in Super Bowl history. So, yeah, might be a little bittersweet from that, to say the least. But in the end, I'm just going to be watching it for the game, and let's be honest, the commercials.
The commercials are really what it's all about.
Super Bowl commercials are always pretty badass. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Now we obviously do have coverage tomorrow, and I'm kind of hoping that things maybe get finished a little bit earlier tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it would be nice.
Not a complexity game.
Let's stay away from complexity. Then
we
be
will
good
not be
with
casting complexity. That's for sure.
Don't expect complexity tomorrow. Wow, we're rude. But yeah, so that is tomorrow though, and we'll see. That's gonna be fun. Speaking of complexity, waiting on them here to get game number 3 started. Get Lions Esports Club. I want to say the last 3 times that they've met, because I know it was twice last cycle, and I believe when they met in cycle 4 as well, or cycle 3 for that matter. They also, Lions did win that series too. So I want to say it's 3 best of 3s in a row. Lion has defeated complexity. And on top of that, I mean, complexity, again, you brought the point that even when they had Chessie, it's not like them, like, replacing Chessie's or losing Chessie is what really started to have them go into this little bit of a downward motion.
Right. They were already having that.
Yeah, they were already kind of struggling a little bit. But, again, Riser is a great player. He fits the role pretty nicely, I'm sure. And this is definitely a complexity team that is very scary. So I always find that amusing.
I know.
What's up?
It's like they forgot to say that they were ready.
We're sitting in a pause. Our bad. Okay. What is this a lobster, by the way? I'm still...
I do not know.
I don't think it is. I think it's like a flower that's like sticking out of the tower.
Is it a Venus flytrap of some sort? I don't know.
Yeah, those things are interesting.
Okay.
Distraction. Anyways, Luna is heading bottom here, trying to protect the ward spot, but you got Master of Arms, Master of Bows in this case, Andromeda and Demented, as well as even Pebbles joining the party. So they're going to spot out any resistance. And actually, a ward aside was placed by Franzi. Very defensive ward aside here in their own jungle. So the camp will be blocked, but yeah, it's almost as if they're expecting some aggression here in their own jungle, to say the least.
Yeah, and they are going to set up shop in the mid lane with Aluna and Zephyr. Suicide, so to speak, Jeraziah. And he did get pulled a health potion, but he's most likely going to be going up against the Draconis 1v1 unless Lions decides to switch some things around. For now, it is going to be Demented Shaman in the mid lane, and they might rotate, the Andromeda between bottom and mid, depending on, what they see is in the lane. But to start things off, Demented Shaman versus Zephyr, that's a great matchup for Demented Shaman, plus whoever else wants to help him out because of the heal bomb onto a melee hero like Zephyr. It's very difficult for him to get up to the creep wave and safely get those CS.
Yeah. Because
you can get heal bombed at any given moment.
Yeah, so Hackstern, just like that first game, we'll have to, it's actually playing the same matchup in the sense as Zephyr versus Demented Shaman.
Yep.
Same players as well, but doing some blocking here. But yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind, of course. So they know the lanes now. We'll more than likely see Andromeda. Yeah, just going to kind of stick here in the middle lane because it becomes, in a sense, a dual range. But again, Andromeda's range isn't necessarily the greatest. It's, only 400, so it's not horrible, but it's not as good as others out there.
Right.
Pebbles, Master of Arms, 2v1 against the Bubbles at the bottom lane. Andromeda, however, she is going to say bye to Demented Shaman, and she is actually going to head towards the... I don't know what she's doing. Okay, she's trying to ward aside. She's taking a lot of damage from the creeps there, though. A lot of unnecessary damage, even, it seems like. Anyway, she gets the ward aside down, and back to the middle lane she goes, so...
It's very scary if she wants to come in this lane and misses out on some experience. Okay, good. She really needs experience in this lane, because if she doesn't get it, she shouldn't be here. If she's level 1 by the time Demented Shaman's like level 3 or something like that, and she gets gusted, there's a very good chance that Andromeda is going to die, and at a very fast rate. So she needs to be careful. The other option, too, that I thought she was going to do is actually just go up top and just apply pressure to Jerizaya, but I don't know how much pressure you could apply. I mean,
exactly, yeah.
I guess you could do a good job, but the thing is Demented Shaman in this lane, you want to be able to contest the Zephyr, because that's the one hero that you're banking on for this Complexity team. Similar to Game 1, that's the one hero that Complexity needs to get farmed. Beacon in a little bit of trouble. He's going to shell surf out and be fine for the moment.
Yeah, I will say, the more I'm thinking about it, I don't know if you mentioned this, but, I mean, obviously you have Andromeda with the Aurora, so good minus armor effect there. But then you also have Master of Arms with that goo. I mean, some minus armor coming out from that. And that's, the synergy of that, especially with the Demented Shaman, that could be a lot of physical damage on top of course, Draconis especially as the game progresses on here. So, minus armor could definitely play a big role here in this game for Lion Esports Club. And going back to Zephyr, how he's deceptively tanky. Now, granted, he is partnered up with a great supporting cast here, especially that Jerizaya and Ophelia. So, but the damage potential is most certainly there from the Hellborn team in terms of physical sense, at least. So,
yeah,
keeping that in mind. But yeah, Andromeda is still level 1 actually, still trying to hit that level 2 mark, but not able to hit it just yet. This is what you're talking about. I mean, Demented Shaman's level 3 and Andromeda actually still level 1, so needs to be careful.
Yeah, she does.
To get gusted.
But the top lane, I will say Moonmanter's doing a good job. He's actually having a much better time earlier on here than Draconis. He's 14-6 compared to 9-0 on Draconis. And I think it's just going to continue to get a little bit easier here for Moon, as he's struggling to get some last hits. That was my one little beef I had with these new towers, is that it's very difficult to actually get last hits when the creeps are right on the tower, specifically this one tower right here, because he actually can't click on the creeps. Yeah, you have to auto-attack
blocking it, yeah.
Yeah, so he actually missed 2 of them because of that.
That's true, actually, yeah. But yeah, you said it. In fact, Gus going to go out here on the Demented Shaman, though, and Zephyr actually needs to be careful if we get a good heal bomb here. Okay, he's just going to run away. Actually saw Ophelia coming in, going for the turn. The heal bomb coming out with the entangle, but not really the biggest damage output, and Zephyr will get credit for the kill right there. Actually, Riser got credit for the kill on Ophelia, but Zephyr helping to turn that around. So Bloodlust kill in favor of Complexity. It seemed like there was a good opportunity for Demented Shaman for a heal bomb there, honestly, but didn't take advantage of it. But good pursuit nonetheless by Ophelia.
Yeah, this makes me wonder almost if Andromeda maybe should have gone top. And this is where communication comes into play, because if you ask your top lane, ask around your lanes if they need help, and ask if what needs to be done. Because if you're like top lane, well, Jerizaya is just farming too much early on. Well, you need to make that a priority early on, because if he tries to gank him now, it's too late. Honestly, Moonmander now has the levels. His heal is going to heal him for a lot more. His protective charm, if he has it, level 2. It's going to keep him magic immune for 8 seconds. So, and now that you have the first death to Krebson in the mid lane, it's going to be harder to come back from that.
Yeah. We'll say you basically have a free farming Pebbles down here at the bottom lane, and it is looking good. I mean, 28-15 start. Again, very, very good start for him. As he is farming basically about 370 gold per minute right now for Super KGE. So that's the good news there. Middle lane, once again, we do see initiation. Andromeda goes in, trying to turn it around. Shell Surf coming out from Bubbles, though. Even there's a Skeleton King root. And all 4 members of Complexity joining here in the middle lane to take out that Andromeda. So, and we're also going to see a port back on on Zephyr actually from Ophelia. So good support there. But yeah, 4 players. They did get the kill on Andromeda though.
Yeah, they're using a lot of resources, so even though they're getting these kills, they're actually still neck and neck as far as experience goes, even though they have a jungler, whereas Lions doesn't, because they're constantly spending a lot of time to get a kill in one lane. So, I mean, you know, still effective. They're still getting those kills. The biggest thing, though, is this top lane. Draconis has kind of evened it out just a little bit, but this is a lane when you have a one-on-one matchup where you really, really want to win it. So I didn't get to see how it happened early on, but... You know, Draconis probably just didn't apply enough pressure early on to Jereziah, so he felt like it was easy to get a lot of CS in a safe way.
Yeah. Use a Dragon Flame right there, get him to at least throw a heal bomb out. Master of Arms running into Ophelia. Ophelia has a Vagabond leader currently.
This is like a new Ophelia skin, by the way.
It's the main one actually.
Oh.
It's just the remodel or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's enhanced, man. It's enhanced. Check out those again. Anyways, so yes. Has a Vagabond leader currently, and going to continue to farm with that. Again, Master of Arms, he's actually going to stack in the meantime for his team to eventually go over there and take out. Ooh, Zephyr below half-life, actually. I think a heal bomb connected right there, so that's, again, shows you the power. But going back to Super KGE, his creep farm continues to be pretty damn good. 43 and 25. Again, I don't know the exact math in my head right now, but that's got to be near perfect up there at least. So.
I wonder if he's going to go for the Ring of Sorcerer again.
Yeah?
I don't think it would be as effective this game. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I get the feeling like you want to gank right away.
He did go the Ring of Sorcery before finishing Boots
That's
first
true.
last game, so
yeah.
Maybe he isn't going to go this time because of that.
Tri-lane mid.
Yeah.
Straight up tri-lane mid.
Standard tri-lane mid. You see Mana Potion to Demented Shaman right there. He also has a bottle charged up. But yeah, Master Andromeda joining Demented Shaman. Maybe,
to be fair, we almost have a quad lane mid from Complexity.
That's true.
Aluna is invis now, actually.
What has Bubbles been doing, by the way?
They know that she's invis, and she knows that they place the counter ward.
Yeah, so take that.
Yeah.
Mind games. Who's going to win? Jereziah versus Draconis up here, and Draconis again just putting in the auto attack harassment as well as taking advantage of that Dragon Flame, which he is leveling up, by the way. He has a level 3 Dragon Flame here, as well as a Blazing Flight. Of course, it's only the 1 level into the Fiery Barrage currently. What was I going to mention, though? Zephyr, I mean, look at this middle lane. Well, that's what I was going to say. Bubbles. What has Bubbles been doing, actually? Other than we saw him set up the kill, but yeah. What has B-Kid been doing? Maybe he's been stacking, I guess?
He's been trying to find opportunities to gank in mid, but it has not been successful, and hasn't got any stacking done either. So he can start stacking this one, though, and get the lane control that way. But, yeah, he hasn't really been able to do anything. That's a good point. I mean, he was assisting, or he assisted once there in the mid lane. But other than that, he's still only level 3, 4 CS under his belt. So he will get this stack here and then possibly get some lane control, or is he?
Yeah,
he was almost AFK there for a second.
Was looking at other things. So yeah, he does do it. And speaking of stacking, there is now a triple stack of Ancients here on the Hellborn side, especially with the Draconis. You want to take advantage of that, so we'll see you in the near future. Pebbles does have 1,700 gold already saved up. So again, the very early portal key is in the works here for Pebbles. Bubbles, speaking of him again, he needs to be, once again, careful. As Master of Arms was running in. Jereziah applying pressure to Plensmeister, but Plensmeister returns it.
Well, he's trying to counter this ward because he actually saw the ward being placed by Draconis.
Okay.
And he knows it's there, but he just can't get over there to counter it. Now, this ward actually isn't really doing that much for Plensmeister, but it's there.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's so enticing. It's like, I want to just kill it. Give me my 50 gold. But you're right. I mean, really, is just accomplishing a whole lot right now for him anyway. So, middle lane, we do have some action. Zephyr diving, but Zephyr takes a lot of damage. Gonna get healed up from Ophelia, though. Master of Arms to the party, as does Pebbles. Pebbles Stalagmites will come out, and Hanskin actually getting credit for the kill right there. So you saw the trying to stay alive from Zephyr, but I believe there was a heal bomb in there.
Yes.
That did plenty of damage to Zephyr once again.
It did a ton of damage. It actually really did a lot. And I'm very surprised that even with the port from Pebbles that Andromeda was able to live. That's a huge exchange there. And when I said at the very beginning, the hero that needs the most care and the most farm here for Complexity early on is that Zephyr. B-Kid, I think he maybe have spotted out some ganks that were coming his way. Pebbles actually has enough for a portal key. He could go purchase it right now.
And then get a kill.
And just get a kill.
What if he realizes that? Okay.
There he goes.
There he goes. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Flensmeister in a little bit of trouble. Aluna assisting. Going to Dragon Flame them away, though. And actually, Jeremiah might want to be careful. He's out of mana here. And he's going to start taking some auto attacks. See a Power Throw will connect, but again, only level 5 Aluna. And Draconis will be fine. But there's the portal key purchase, so if they want to dive Bubbles here, it is possible. Master of Arms, he may try to give him vision, if anything. Bubbles kind of coming out a little bit. B-Kid, don't do it. B-Kid. You're in trouble. There's a word aside right here that
they're going to see the portal key now.
Okay, yeah.
And the jig is up!
B-Kid is going to run away. Yeah. Well, they went for it. Didn't work out, though.
Yeah, so they know, but honestly, even though they have that vision and they know, and he's clearly showing us portal key, just because you're not getting a kill, at least right away, doesn't mean that you're not, making the other team cower in fear at your portal key. So.
Yeah, exactly. So now B-Kid knows even more that his life is just going to be even tougher for him, even though he's not dying here. So he will go ahead and take advantage of the double stack and actually do a creep pull, so good job for him. Demented Shaman, how is his farm coming along? Not the greatest, honestly. It's only 167 gold per minute. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher than that, but yeah, he really hasn't been doing too much here in terms of creep kills. He is 0-1-1. That's all the assists that he got involved in. Draconis, though, is actually stepping up quite a bit himself. I mean, he actually just finished a Steam Boost right there, Sustainer already on him. So Jeremiah definitely was having a better time initially when we first looked at it, but yeah, Draconis really has stepped it up and is now surpassed Jeremiah, who is the top farmer on his own team at 325 gold per minute. So when does when do you look to group up if you're Complexity here? I mean, well, I know we're only 11 minutes in, obviously, so still early on, but you've got a Jeremiah, a Zephyr, an Ophelia.
Yeah, again, it's kind of scary that they haven't been able to get a tower early on. And, I mean, Ophelia's been playing this, other than the couple, I mean, she has had 2 kills in mid that she's been a part of, but is it enough? I don't really know. I don't think it's enough, especially when you have a Pebbles that's completely free-farmed his ass off. I mean, nearly 400 gold per minute for him. Has the portal key. He finds Bubbles. Bubbles is dead in a second. They have vision here behind the tower. They can actually see Ophelia wrapping around, and they're going to back up right away. So good ward placed out there by Hanskin. A kind of crafty ward spot.
Yeah, I'm sure Franzi may have spotted that and may realize that there was something there. But actually, Pebbles really diving in here. He wants to get something, but I just don't think he is. Good response from Complexity. Back to the top lane again. Draconis continuing to pound in auto attacks. 2 Jeremiah, and these Ancients are still triple stacked to keep going back to that. So remember that. Draconis has that still sitting there waiting for him when he finds the time to go over there and perhaps clean those out. Helm of the Black Legion is going to be finished here on Jeremiah, or wow, not Jeremiah, Zephyr, who is now in the middle lane against this Demented Shaman Andromeda currently. As a port is coming in, there's going to be the combo set. Stormcloud going to be used offensively right there. Pebbles joining the party. He's going to be gusted, though, and that will cancel his portal key for now. Aluna's here for support. That's pretty good. Oh, but the Aluna stun immediately. The timing for that could not have been any better for Franzi. And in the end, Zephyr will live. I mean, between the gust and then the Luna stun, man, those are pretty clutch.
Yeah, but this is buying time. Boop. Draconis takes the tower up top. And that's actually the sound it makes. It goes boop when you kill the tower. And he has that. So, and you also baited the TP out from Moonmeander, so he wasn't able to get really anything out of it. And good exchange there for Lions. They're still going to press the issue just a little bit in mid, but triple stack Ancients are being taken by Zephyr, whereas the triple stack Ancients need to be taken by Draconis ASAP. That's not gold that you just want sitting there, because you want to be able to refresh the Ancients as much as possible, because it's good gold. Actually, in the meantime, I missed a kill right there. Hopefully you caught it, but nope. Riser got a kill on Hanskin, as B could help set that up.
Yeah, I think he just dove with the creeps, if anything, actually, right there. So good job, Draconis. I thought he might have actually tried to steal the rest of the Legion Ancients right there, but again, there's really no vision for them, so don't know exactly what we can see. But yeah, his own Ancients have been triple stacked now for a good 5 minutes at least, if not 6 minutes. I mean, and the fact that they've just kind of been sitting there, it's a little bit unfortunate here for our Hellborn team. But Flensmeister in the end, again, it's 370 gold per minute. He's doing just fine. And he's continuing to go at it with this Jeremiah. They've basically been having their own battle up here at the top lane. Pebbles trying to find a Luna. Luna level 6 now. She is on the run though with those boots. And actually Pebbles will just go ahead and not bottle up, but he'll pick up an Invis rune. Oh, but yeah, they do have the Sword of Sight here on the statue, so they know that he ran right by. I don't know if he's going to be able to chase him, though.
Blink is up in 1 second, but it'd be pretty risky. If he finds these Ancients, he could have Flensmeister come over here and help him take him right away. And that might be the smartest route. He's going to stun him right now. There's the toss. If he can clean these out quickly, the snipe actually might come from a Luna.
Yeah,
And,
that would be pretty smart on her part.
yeah.
Maybe time it here.
She's actually, I think, more scared of. It's one of those instances of like you're more scared of him than he is scared than you. Oh, there it did come out. Just imagine if you got the kill and the ancients, because that's what would have happened.
That would have been pretty epic. Good attempt right there, definitely for Franzi, but not gonna come together. So I keep going back to this top lane though. I mean, it literally has just been like Draconis versus Jerizaiah. Like no one else has been at this top lane. It's just them kind of going back and forth. But clearly leaning in the direction of our Hellborn team. Finally, it looks like they may try to do a little bit of damage here at least on these triple stack Ancients. Both Master of Arms and Andromeda gonna get them pretty weak. Draconis is nowhere nearby just yet, but I wonder if maybe Pebbles even might come over to affect her more.
Or Demented Shaman.
Or Demented Shaman, yeah. Somebody.
Honestly, if you can get the kills with just the supports, it's probably better.
Yeah.
I would actually almost even advise that Demented Shaman doesn't come here and take it, because these supports need levels. Again, they're finally Andromeda hits level 6, has the swap. Push happening in mid though.
Yeah, this is definitely a time that Lion might want to think about defending here, as Pebbles is all ready to go with that portal key. Draconis not really in the best fighting stance though right now. He's out of mana, he's running back to base.
You had to concede this tower.
We're just going to give it up, it looks like. Not worth defending. Pebbles, you got to be... Oh my god, Pebbles, what were you thinking? Super KGE going for a very risky deny. It will not pay off. That was just silly.
That was completely unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary.
Well, not only that, not only the tower goes down, he dies, but if anything, this also just opens up. They're like, why not stop? Why stop? Like, let's just keep going, especially with that kill now. They're gonna get the secondary tower kill. So you just look at the snowball that happens right there. Now they do get a bottom tower kill at least, but
pretty sure they would have done this. Yeah, pretty sure that tower would have gone down regardless of Pebbles dying or not. So I don't know. That really sucks. For Lions. Now, of course they do have strong late game, but you don't want to give any kind of an edge to a team that really thrives in the early to mid game, like Complexity's lineup. So,
ooh, and actually down here, Demented Shaman and Andromeda are kind of behind enemy Lions, but I think they actually will be fine.
Complexity's literally running in a trained formation here, from mid to bottom.
They really are. They get lined up, and one's leading the way. Zephyr is leading the way right here, as it seems like this could become the point of Complexity. Starting to do a lot more aggressive grouping up and just pushing in here now. Realizing that Draconis C is actually getting pretty scared. In fact, he has enough for his Nullstone now. Just he has enough for the pattern. Gonna push this middle lane in the meantime. They realize they're pushing out bottom. Will they maybe TP support this? Something tells me they might. Well, they're just going to go for a push themselves. No, they will not. So the tower falls. Cataclysmic Soul was used right there by Draconis, so it's on cooldown for another 50 seconds. But
now there's two options all the time. It's either fight or flight against a big push team like this. But if you're able to get a good exchange as far as pushing goes, definitely don't fight. Like, if you can get these exchanges, I would say go for it every single time. They are going to get the tier 2 in mid. They might lose the tier 2 on bottom for them. But maybe they can apply some pressure to the base towers. As long as they don't die, then it's fine. Now, the one thing that Complexity is lacking, at least in this moment right now, is that initiation. You don't have a blink up on the bubbles yet. So until you get that, you don't really have to be that scared, honestly, of pushing like this, because no one can really catch you yet. As Bubbles actually tries. So he could have the idea by porting back before they actually got the tower kill.
Yeah.
To maybe catch some people with a kill field, but it's, believe me, 10 times easier, 100 times easier if you have a portal key up.
Of course. Look at the goal difference.
Yep, identical.
23. 23 in favor of the Hellborn team. Yeah, it's very, 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 very close between these two teams right now. And the experience obviously not much different either. Slight advantage here for Lion. But speaking of the gold lead, look at where it's at. Specifically that Draconis. 461 gold per minute currently on Flensmeister playing this Draconis. But then you also have a Pebbles who's surpassed the 400 gold per minute mark. So then even Demented Shaman, he's starting to step it up quite a bit. Another 275 GPM himself. He's got about 1,800 gold saved up. Really doesn't have any of his initial items yet. You know, I believe he went for a tablet the last game he played this, so I think we might go that same route here. But anyways, all across the board, pretty damn good for the Hellborn team is the point I am getting at. Legion side, you do have your Zephyr, who has that Mighty Blade himself, following up this helm, and the Ghost Marchers. Jerizaiah continues to lead the way, though, and actually, Moon Meter here on Jerizaiah, he does go the Barrier Idol pickup. So he has that now to work with.
Yeah.
Complexity. Assisting for the push.
Yep, I like that pickup. Do they have an? Oh, actually, you know what? They don't have an Astrolabe yet. Oh no, they do. Derp.
Yes.
Rise already has that. So yeah, that pickup is fine. I like that.
And right on cue, going to group up here and not going to push actually. And they may try to catch somebody in the Upborn jungle going over, but no, look at this. Conqueror is being attempted.
They know
and
it.
so that's what they're doing. Aluna's going to spot it, and that's the cue for Lion to get the hell on out of there. So yeah, Complexity is a little bit awkward there for a second, wondering what they're doing. But clearly they knew Conqueror was being attempted, that is. But in the end, it is stopped. Andromeda kind of running in an awkward spot. Yeah, she gets spotted by Zephyr. Zephyr Ghost Marchers. Not going to be able to chase him down, though.
Yeah, some good movement there by Seal Kid. And then you actually had the creeps that were pounding into the tower up top independently from Riser. But the port coming out from Flensmeister. Good that they actually had someone port there and just didn't give up a free tower. And they're on the run right now. Master of Arms is in a lot of trouble. Does put... Oh, there we go.
Defensive Master's call. Stormcloud. The cape even comes out. Beacon rolls it quickly. He's in trouble. In jumps Pebbles. Jared jumping in. The protector sharp going to be applied. He has a Soul's Blessing. In fact, there we go. Going to be his Pebbles will stay alive. Great team support coming out from Complexity. The port back. What the hell just happened? I think that was a swap portal key right there between the two or something. But anyways, Andromeda on the run, as is Pebbles and everyone else. Master of Arms, I think he's going to be left behind, though. He'll be gusted back, and he will fall. Gets a great forked lightning off. But the damage finally done. So after all of that, it ends up being the kill on Master of Arms. And that's what it started with. So go figure. Draconis wasn't able to get there, by the way, to join the fight.
He just ported top, so
Yeah.
he could not fight that. That wasn't really his fault. They need to make sure that Conqueror doesn't get killed here, though. I mean, Draconis, he's actually quite close to his shrunken head, but you cannot give up Conqueror this early on. That's when it starts to snowball really, really badly. That fight could have gone a lot worse, but you used a lot of cooldowns, specifically the ultimate, from Jeremiah, so I feel like, Lions, they need to take this fight.
Huge offensive Stormcloud. Draconis is ready to go. Jeremiah, No Soul's Blessing. Yeah, they are going to fall back. Complexity knows it's just simply too much of a risk right there.
Yeah.
And not worth the reward. So, Conqueror is fairly low. In fact, Zephyr, okay, that's just an illusion that he's sending out. See, that one is obvious. That one's pretty damn obvious. For us, at least.
Yeah, the problem right now is Complexity doesn't have any vision up yet, except they have one ward blocking the Ancients. And they have one ward way up here in the top, or the bottom, I should say, that's giving vision of the lane. But other than that, they don't have vision inside Kongor. Their top lane is getting pushed, actually, a considerable amount. And they finally place a ward, actually, in the mid lane. So they're going to see, where the Lions is positioning themselves as they try to attempt Kongor once again.
Yeah, again, going back in now. There's the goo coming out, so obviously you got Lion is very, very aware of what's going on. So Complexity, they really keep trying, but not able to come through. And cooldowns are coming up. Ophelia's ultimate will be off in about 8 seconds. Soul's Blessing still has about another 35 seconds here. But by the time a fight gets started, it could very likely be up. Will they maybe jump? Zephyr, he's by himself right now. Yes, they will. Zephyr dropping quickly, and Zephyr will fall. What were they thinking right there? The burst damage is way too intense. Complexity now falling back. Jeremiah, he's caught in no man's land. He's going to protect the charm, but he's going to be swapped, of course, by Andromeda. The charm is still on. Maybe trying to set up a turnaround. By the way, Zephyr did buy back. He is looking to join the party. Kalefield going to be used right there. The minions and everything from Ophelia doing some damage, locking them down a little bit. And here we go. Zephyr joining the party. He has a Typhoon still. And now we realize, our Lion realizes that they need to fall back. Soul's Blessing is also going to be coming up in 5 seconds. So this could actually still work out here for Complexity, especially with that buyback. Pushing back once again. Offensive Master's Call even used right there on Dimension Shaman. And he will be fine. So crazy stuff. I don't even know what to make of that.
Well, they're going to have to take Kongor fast, fast, fast. Here comes Andromeda placing... Oh, yes, he gets spotted out right away by the Bubbles Shellster. Yep. He does place a ward right there. Franzi places a counter ward right away because he knows exactly where that ward is placed. He knows that popular spot.
It's his.
But the important thing is that they deterred them from taking Kongor.
Yep.
And they used the buyout from Haxorn as well. Yeah, I got to say, Haxorn was up so freaking far. Like, he was in no man's land. Jeremiah was nowhere to be found next to him. You don't have a portal key on the Bubbles. He can't blink help you out.
Well,
so
it goes back to, I know we use this term a lot with Zephyr, but deceptively tanky. I mean, his life pool, he's 1,500 alive. He's got the windshield procs and everything, which are great, but and you got this team support, but you only have 6.3 armor. That's not a lot of armor.
Right.
You will get bursted down, and that goes back to the point I made earlier with this minus armor on the Cellborn team. You got Aurora, you have the Goo from Master of Arms, you have the Stormcloud from Demented Shaman that'll add up. So yeah, you gotta really keep that in mind if you're a Haxorn here.
There are actually a lot of ways to lower that armor. That's a lot of negative armor. Not to mention if you get the Bulwark up on the Pebbles hopefully soon after that Shrunken Head, which he really needs, by the way. Shrunken Head, speaking of, gets picked up by Draconis, so that's going to be a really. I mean, look at it. Wow, look at this level. Level
Yeah, I
16
was just
compared
gonna say
to
that too, yeah.
the top level on complexity. That's level 12. So this, as I talked about in the cast yesterday, is it's basically a race against the clock here for complexity, to be honest.
XPM chart, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, Draconis is just up there.
Yeah.
Amongst everyone else. So, yeah, shows it right there. Yeah, so level 16, the Nullstone Shrunken Egg combination coming out for him. Scary, scary stuff. And obviously the Savage Mace, I'm sure, next in line. Speaking of that, Shrunken Egg on Super KGE. Pebbles does finish that, so good for him there. We saw this last game, though, specifically with pooling up a lot of gold. So you mentioned the Soulsborne could be great for them. Much so for their sake that, you know, he goes for it sooner than later. Deny, though, on the, that's the top tower, I believe, by Draconis, so taking care of that. Again, Conger being attempted by Complexity. They really want to get this Conger kill here. Gonna keep going back to the issue, but once again, Lion is very aware of what's going on. They're pretty clumped up, actually. Be careful about that, as definitely Pebbles can get a strong initiation with that. Yeah, there goes the Protective Charm. Offensive Storm Cloud, and that will get them to skirt away again. Yeah. I guess it's keeping them distracted.
Yeah, well, again, like, the fact that they're trying to take Conger, but they're not getting it, I talked about this just last game, is it wastes a lot of time. And I've seen in just a little bit of time, yeah, the gold hasn't really fluctuated that much, but the experience is now heavily in favor, not heavily, but a decent amount in favor for Lions. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you attribute that a lot to Flensmeister with his inflated level, but every single time you jump into Conger, obviously you want your entire team around you, because if you get caught out, you're dead. Yeah. If you don't have everyone there, which means if everyone's there, you're not getting, you know, resources in other parts of the map. And so every single time you do that, you're losing out a lot if you don't actually capitalize on a Conger.
Yeah, it's safe to say, I mean, just like the last game, you're making the comments about that, this is once again a fairly passive game in the sense of hero kills especially. It's only 5 to 2 hero kills. Now 26.5 minutes in, but I will say at least I am definitely a little bit more entertained by this game in the sense that it actually has been pretty good play when it comes to team fights. So, but we do see Draconis, Pebbles, Demented Shaman, yeah, they're going bottom. Zephyr, you are in no man's land right now, and you are going to die. There's no way support's getting to you in time unless you get a crazy gust. It's not going to happen. Hackshard falls. He does have buyback money, but that would be his last buyback, remember?
Yep.
So that's a big question now. Do you go for that and maybe try to fight here, or you just say, screw it, we're going to lose our tower. Maybe try to counter push, I guess, but without Zephyr, you know.
You can't, well, the tower, the tier 2 tower in mid's already dead. There's no point in trying to, I mean, you can try to put some damage out there. They already saw the TP coming up from MOA, and already he's using that goo with some counter push of his own. So free tower for them, not to mention the hero kill on the Zephyr. So, yeah, unfortunately, Hackshard getting picked off again is not going to help his team out at all. So, Lions looking pretty solid right here. Levels keep going up for Flensmeister, too, and nearly 500 gold per minute for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is he at? 472 now. And then Pebbles is actually the next highest in the game, who is still sitting on those same 2 items. Energizer picked up by Master of Arms, but oh, no, he has the pattern, actually. Oh, oops, he finished one of the Soul Scream rings.
Who's this?
Do you still need it? Hold on, what is the, yeah, you need to Soul, okay, so it just needs 1 more Pretender's Crown, that's right. I know that they've changed that around several times, so got the exact build up. So you need the 2 Pretender's Crown and then the Soul Scream ring. So he needs 1 more Pretender's Crown, and then he'll have a Energizer. You're on Master of Arms.
Yeah.
Gnome's Wisdom again on Demented Shaman. Mentioned that the, that was the second game, I believe. Well, no, it was the first game. But anyways, same combo of items. Tablet, Gnome's Wisdom again. Coming out here. 1,600 more gold saved up on Draconis, by the way. And Conger has regened pretty much all his life, so he's kind of healed his wounds here. And he's ready to take on either team once again. So
regeneration rune for Conger.
Yeah.
It's a rather slow regeneration rune, but working out nonetheless.
Gold being pulled up pretty nicely here, especially on complexity side.
Gnome's Wisdom up again yet on the Demented Shaman.
Yeah. It's again back-to-back game where, well, it was the first game I played, but again, this game it's rare to see it. We never see this item anymore on the competitive scene, but likes it on this DS the way he's building it. So it was an interesting tool. You guys kind of put it. It's an upgrade ring in the teacher really. Oh, we could have initiation. Yes, Terracite. Oh, the Stalagmites completely missed though. Bubbles with a Song of the Sea coming. The Protective Charm on Jared right there. Cataclysmic Assault, though, from Draconis coming out. The Heal Bomb from Ophelia. No Soul's Blessing used just yet. Still not used. We do have one death already under Luna. Ophelia's going to fall as well. Where is the team support? Zephyr now in some trouble. The Stormcloud doing a lot of work, I'm sure, on top of that. Energizer going to be used, and they want to pursue. Bubbles is going to be hidden. Zephyr, can they catch up to him? Another portal key up in 6 seconds. That Gust will miss Pebbles, actually, but he's going to Typhoon. That's very smart right there. Not only slowing them, but deactivating the portal keys, and I believe that should be enough for Zephyr to get away. Bubbles is still here, though, by the way. He has a portal key and a Homecoming Stone, for that matter. But he's just going to kind of chill here for now, and there he goes. But one fight, despite the missed initiation on Jerizaiah, it still actually worked out, and they are going to go maybe try for Kongor. I don't know.
That'd be risky. Their bottom lane's getting pushed out. They don't need to. They don't even need the Token of Life, honestly. They can just keep winning these fights.
Yeah.
So why risk it? And again, like I talked about, if you go for Kongor and you don't think that you can fully take him right away, then it's just a waste of time, and you've wasted some experience. So I like this decision just a little bit more. Yeah, I didn't see the very beginning of that fight, as I was watching something else or looking at something else, but I saw like Riser looked like he just kind of ran in and died. It was very awkward. He just ran into the Draconis, pumping out damage, and he like, I don't know what he's expecting really to happen, but just sort of ran in and died.
Ophelia is one of those heroes, when you see cases like that, you kind of
maybe their priorities on the creeps.
Miss-microing, yeah, where you're so focused on your Minotaurs or Skeleton Kings that you forget about your actual hero. And then, you know, she just kind of runs in and dies. So it happens. You know the best of them. However, Complexity, they probably feel a little bit, I'm sure, that they are falling a little bit behind. The Golden experience is growing more and more for Lion Esports Club. It's not out of hand by any means just yet, but they want to keep the pressure up here in the middle lane. Now cutting to the top side. You see Draconis up here, but he'll get to safety and be able to pour it out. He is getting closer and closer to the Savage Mace, and again, the God tier trio of items, Savage Mace, Shrunken Head, Nullstone. Yep, on Draconis, we all know what that can do for your team. So, top lane going to be aggressively pushed up by Complexity, and this will be the last outer tower killed in the game. No, the top tower still stands, secondary one for Complexity, that is, but other than that one, all towers have been destroyed.
Now, they're really trying to press the issue of pushing, but the thing about their team makeup is other than the Bubbles having that portal key, and before that point, they had absolutely no initiation. So it's basically just run in there, hit the towers, and then hope for them to kind of like blink and mess up. Because you have no initiation. You can't, even if Bubbles has the initiation, which he does with the portal key, who can follow up? Like, no one really. You just kind of have to sit and wait and counter-initiate. Yeah. And that kind of strategy is much more effective like 15 minutes ago. Not so much now, when you have tons of items and a massive experience deficit or disparity between the two teams. Specifically on Lensmeister.
Yeah. Yeah, again, level 18. 4 levels higher than anyone on the Legion side. Again, the experience from Minotaur really shows that. And, of course, there's the gold from Minotaur, where he is definitely up there. Now, Zephyr, you know, respectful of himself, of course. But bottom push incoming from the Hellborn side. Barbed Armor just picked up by Jerizaiah, by the way. So, well, you know, something we talk about specifically against the Draconis is Barbed Armor being a very powerful tool. And a Moon Meander will pick one up for himself here. Portbacks coming out here from our Hellborn side and Lion Esports Club. And they are ready to defend their base and prevent from taking even any damage. So only Master of Arms really porting back. Draconis will continue to farm actually in the Legion jungle and continue to also get his own experience. So could be hitting level 19 here, even in the near future. Double damage room, by the way, on a Luna. Kind of curious why he picked it up and not anyone else, but maybe this happened to be that situation. However, will they continue to push? But Draconis is, again, at the bottom lane, and he's actually going to apply some pressure down here. So Complexity has a decision to make now. Do they really try to go full throttle here into the base? It looks like that is going to be it. The Protective Charm on a Zephyr. We got Draconis down here. He is also going to go in. But now you wonder for Lions. Yeah, I was going to say, you might want to get back. Draconis is going to get back, realizing very quickly that they were kind of making a commitment there. So, yeah. Complexity will fall back, though, in the end, it looks like.
Yeah, they're sitting around here for now. But again, they just kind of lack some decent stuns and jump potential. I mean, really, they actually really have no stuns at all. The closest thing they have to it is maybe the Emerald Lightning stun from Franzi.
A little red stun, yeah, but it's not like your point stun. Yeah.
I mean, it's a point stun, but it's not like unless you use the Emerald stun and get a bounce on the last target, it's not a very long duration. And then maybe the Kelp Field. Like these aren't reliable stuns, and I don't know. It's difficult for them to really make a move because of that. They just kind of have to constantly group up as 5 and hope to get something done that
Yeah.
way. But, you know, if a team is smart, they're just going to keep dodging you until they actually have to fight you in the base. But by the time that's going to happen, you're going to have a Savage Mace up on Draconis.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up very quickly here. As cleaning out more Ancients. Barrier Idol is also going to be finishing on Dimension Shaman, I'm sure. He's been sitting on that Shaman's headdress for a while, so another item. There's a Barbed Armor also on a Zephyr now, by the way. I know so Jerizai and Zephyr have Barbed Armors here. Making sure to have that return damage against Draconis specifically.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
that's
very
very smart.
Good against him, as we say in the past. Super KGE once again applying pressure down here at the bottom tower, but yet again, Complexity also going to go up. Barrier Idol going to be used right there, actually. They want to try to go for the tower kill. What kind of reaction is Lion going to make? Flensmeister still farming the Legion jungle, actually. And he is going bottom. Can he port? Does he not? He does have a TP. But not too worried about the tower, I guess. In fact, it's going to be denied on top of all that. So Draconis, he really just wants that Savage Mace, which I believe he actually has enough gold for now.
It's risky again, though.
Yeah.
It's very risky purchasing a huge item like that when you don't have buyout when you're getting pushed into. It's much more effective, I feel, to have the buyout inside your own base, because you can buy out and you're right in the middle of a team fight.
Yeah, he is going to fall back, obviously not buying anything just yet, as Bubbles was ported back to base by Ophelia right there, allowing him to save his TP for now. And the rest of the Complexity, though, they are still hanging about this top side, so obviously very aware that the racks are exposed, but creep clearing potential, Master of Arms specifically, is really good at that. So it ain't going to be much pressure applied unless you really force the issue. And then you got Draconis versus Bubbles, but obviously where Draconis needs to be careful is a Bubbles Kelp field on top of TP could set up a kill. So
he can still just Shrunken Head and TP away.
True, okay.
And he'll be fine.
Yeah, good point.
There's no Skeleton Kings unless they magically get ported back and then have a blink, a portal key on them. They're not going to be able to cancel any Shrunken Head ports. So.
Good point. Unless that happens.
Which I heard the next patch is going to be.
Yeah. I know that's one of the leaks for after the Hunters.
Yeah.
Purchase items on your creeps.
Bubbles just purchased post haste, so they might be all in here shortly.
Yeah, that's a case of, you know what, I want to be able to join you guys when you start getting aggressive, so there goes the bottom tower. The racks, this is very interesting, because, I mean, Draconis is just sitting here. What can Bubbles do by himself? Nothing. I mean, it's a level 12 Bubbles. They're pushing into the base. Meanwhile, up here, the melee racks is dropping pretty quickly. The Nacho Cheese going down. Zephyr going to be guzzing it right there. Zephyr's pretty low on life, but a Talbot out from Andromeda going to be fine, actually. But they do get the melee racks. However, the melee racks at the bottom lane goes down. Draconis did activate a Cataclysmic Assault, by the way, and he is cleaning up the creep waves. Meanwhile, back up here, more initiation. Soul's busting going out. Pebbles will throw the stun on a Zephyr, but now Pebbles in some trouble. He is trying to fall back. He's going to be guzzing right there. He gets swapped in by Andromeda. Andromeda will sacrifice himself, as she does, and Pebbles will stay alive. Draconis now flying back, though. He still isn't porting or anything like that.
It got
he
canceled.
tried. Yeah, it did get canceled. So that's pretty damn big right there. I'm guessing that was by Bubbles, perhaps. I think he might have Kelpfielded it. So down goes both of the racks right there, and I don't know. I mean,
that was the world's silliest decision, 2013 by Flensmeister.
Yeah.
Like, it was so freaking obvious what Beacon was doing. Like, he had the post haste. He was sitting down there waiting, watching you take his racks, and then you TP right in front of his face. Like, how could you possibly get away with that? Maybe if you pop the Shrunken beforehand, which
that's what I thought he might have done.
Which is still kind of risky, which you could do that, but I don't know. You lost a full racks for it, and you did not need to. Like, yeah, you got rack. You accomplished what they did with basically their whole team, but you didn't even get the range racks, and you could have defended that and killed them.
Yeah, you can.
Like I say all the time, when you're up, just don't trade. There's no reason to trade when you can fight them head on. So that was a horrible, absolutely terrible decision by Flensmeister.
Yeah, I think at the very least you Shrunken Head him for, because again,
Yeah.
it was very obvious what Bubbles was going for, but Flensmeister, again, heat of the moment, kind of in the panic mode maybe, and just wanted to port back, but Bubbles did not let him. So, yeah, that's slightly perhaps overall that exchange working out a little bit better for Complexity, but
If there's any time I would give a stamp of complete disapproval, it's right now. Like I'm just astounded by why you would think that kind of port would be okay in the base, right next to a Bubbles that's watching your every move, and just bought post haste right in front of your face.
And actually, Master of Arms is going to port back to base, where his team may get involved in a fight right here. Now, this is an illusion Ophelia. They're going to realize that right off the bat, so they don't even use anything. So Master of Arms will be able to defend top. You got Ophelia defending bottom here, and I don't think any fights are going to come of that now. So now in the big picture, you have your Savage Mace finished on Draconis.
Yeah.
So you do got that now to work with. He also already has another 2,300 gold saved up. So
yeah, well, he's desperately going to need lifesteal, because these barbed armor pickups, you can't scoff at that. Like, they can really do a number on you.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, obviously you're attacking and you don't exactly know where all your attacks are going. But they're going to hero targets. And if they go to that Dracona, or so if they go to that Zephyr and Jeraziah, you're obviously going to do a lot of damage to yourself. So you're going to need that lifesteal, specifically that Symbol of Rage, sometime soon.
You know what I just realized again? You know, I kind of made a joke about it, but we saw this last time for Super KG. He pulled up 4,700 gold. He buys the Soul's Bulwark. I don't. Where is the logic there? Where?
There is none.
Absolutely none. I would love to interview him after this and try to understand what it is, because I just don't get it. Anyways, he has it. He has a Soul's Bulwark now, and that of course will be great for the team. In the meantime, Complexity grouping up as 5. Now going to push the bottom side, as is Lions though in the middle lane. And it seems like Lions is in the slighter better position. Granted, they don't have the Master of Arms with them. He is actually farming the top lane, but you got to remember, Master of Arms, he can still be a support for you. In fact, he masters coL on Draconis right there offensively. That on top of the Cataclysmic Assault. Look at how much damage he did to the tower right there.
Yeah.
That was just one cooldown use by him and Master of Arms. I mean, wow. That goes to show you that combination, by the way. Can't forget about that.
It's funny that they just left, too. They're just like, why damage to the tower and then leave.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really, they can't see Complexity, obviously, so I kind of get that, but they definitely could have kept going and gotten the tower kill, so.
Yeah, but Complexity seems kind of flustered right now. They're kind of sitting around here. They don't know whether to push or whether to go back. So they're kind of safe to commit right now. Yeah, and obviously the numbers have been pretty static here, honestly, for the last like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
About 5K gold, 9,000 give or take experience. And here we go again. Draconis walking toward the mid lane. We might see another offensive Master's Call. It's up right now. It's off cooldown, so.
Yeah. Back, there we go. There it is. There's the Cataclysmic Assault that gets destroyed. The melee racks going down very quickly. Holy crap. They will lose melee racks just like that. Here we go. They port it back to base. Jeraziah up in the front lines. And drop it going in. Drop it over the top of Jeraziah. Jeraziah's in a lot of trouble right now. He's going to be locked down. Will they get any cooldowns off? Yes, he will. He gets both. The Protector Charm, the Barbed Army even going up on top of the Soul's Blessing. But now he is in a lot of trouble. Will the port out be successful? No, the Savage Mage just too strong. And down he goes. You were saying, though, Bubbles, I assume, was trying to stop TPs with the Kelp Field. Unsuccessful, though.
He had TP'd, he blinked, he blinked, he used his Shell Surf to get further. Kelp Field missed just by 1 second. And it was a very, very good idea. And when you're down like this against a dragon that's 5 levels higher than the carry that you don't have, because they don't have a carry.
Yeah.
You need to pull out all the stops, and it sucks. He wasn't able to. Yeah, it was a good attempt, but needed to happen just a little bit earlier from B-Kid. So that's very unfortunate.
I'm loving this synergy, though. That didn't even hit me until we saw it in place. The Master of Arms Draconis, man. I mean, the fact that it's one thing to have an Empath Draconis. But obviously the benefit here is that Master of Arms doesn't need to be anywhere near the fight, even though she could jump in, sure, going into a fight. But hey, if he gets caught, then offensive Master's Call to help him get away or even turn stuff around. So
I think the synergy is there also from this Complexity team of the Post-Haste plus Ophelia at Portback. And actually, Bubbles in a lot of trouble. He does get connected with the stun from Pebbles. One more auto attack. Can he get it? Yes, he can. He just destroys him with that auto attack. Pebbles has actually enough for the Demonic Breastplate if he wants. Pebbles does have a buyout, but yeah, like I said, the synergy is there, the port back, and I feel like Complexity could have done that a lot sooner because they clearly knew that they were knocking at the front door and doing a lot of damage, and I feel like they could have ported back Bubbles just a little bit sooner to prepare for that.
Yeah. Because
had he got that Draconis to stop his TP again, they actually could have made something big happen. But they didn't do it.
It's all going to be used again. He will just destroy the range tracks, the top outer tower, the last outer tower finally destroyed. You're right. I mean, again, it's a case of they need to make a big play. They went for it. Apparently, I didn't catch it on camera, but according to you, it was very, very close. It just didn't happen. So that might have been it. Now they could definitely still try for that again, but obviously when you're now down 2 sets of racks to the 1 against a team you're going up against, specifically this Draconis and the farm that he has, it is scary. Demonic Breastplate has been finished on Pebbles, by the way. So
Draconis 6K gold. And there's the Whispering Helm. I love it. It's a great pickup.
Despise that. Not going to go for the Symbol of Rage just yet, of course. Going to make sure he has enough gold for a buyback if necessary here. But everyone on their team has buybacks, by the way. The only buybacks being used, Jeraziah and Zephyr. Speaking of Zephyr, Beastard actually, or Behemothard, I should say.
Yeah.
Big time on him. So that'll help. I mean, that's a lot of life pool for him. But
yeah, it's especially good when you have the barb, so that you can not only take lots of damage, but take return the favor, but still have a decent amount of HP left over. So.
Yep. Yeah, that's Obviously, yeah.
If you have a barbed armor on a target that's 1,000 life,
like Ophelia or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I died in 2 hits, but I did like 200 damage to him. Jeremiah is going to actually protect a regen rune here, not the biggest deal. Just slight. He actually has an Energizer picked up too, by the way, himself.
Yeah, he really, really likes that Energizer, almost more than me.
That's true. Yeah, we do see Moon pick it up on many heroes. Draconis, here we go again. He's pushing the bottom lane by himself. Legion team, they're kind of hanging around. In fact, Bubbles is being sent back already.
There it is. I swear to God,
this is it.
He's got to be careful.
It's going to happen again. Is it going to happen again? We see Bubbles thinking about going in right here. He's going to keep on Draconis' tail, but then Draconis turns around a couple of auto attacks later. Uh-oh, Bubbles. You need to be careful now. He's going to take cover right there. I don't know if he can get away, though. Nope. Bubbles will just get absolutely annihilated. He cannot buy back, I don't believe. And actually, here we go. Initiation Soul's Blessing going off right there. Cataclysmic Assault is not off for 5 more seconds, but they are completely on the run. As soon as that comes off cooldown, we're going to see them get destroyed. I guarantee it. Cataclysmic Assault is off cooldown. Use it right there. The Fork Lightning connecting. Down goes Jeremiah right there. Bronzy's on the run, but he'll probably get picked off. No, he gets out of there, actually. And Homecoming Soul's will be successful. B-Kid does. Okay, so he just barely had enough for a buyback. But not much use he's able to make of it, unfortunately. And we are probably on the verge of Lion Esports Club in a great position to take this series 2-1 with a win here.
And what would that mean there for Complexity as a whole? Obviously, they would jump down to the losers bracket, as nothing's just final just yet. But if they jump down to the losers bracket, this is another series where Lion still has their number.
Yeah.
Complexity just simply cannot take a series over Lions, it seems. Despite of all the roster changes, and now Riser joining the roster, I don't know. Luna's in absolute YOLO.
Guys, I got this. Don't worry. Look at Bubbles way up here. He was trying to backdoor a little bit. I mean, Complexity is just they're just lost. I mean, they're trying everything in the book right now. They're just going pretty crazy. Right? That was like, get off me, bitch, and actually kills a Luna as a result of it. Oh, God, that was hilarious. Okay, so is that Mega Creeps, by the way? No, there's a range tracks down here, but
that was pretty entertaining.
That was pretty fun. But I think it's safe to say we're getting to a point of Complexity knows that their number may have ran out here in this series, and it could be coming over, but they're going to try one last time. Energizer going to be his Cupfo, catching a couple of heroes, actually. Pebbles just standing his ground.
Draconis is all business.
May eventually fall, but Draconis is like, I want Mega Creeps. I'm going to get Mega Creeps, damn it. Now he turns around. There's the Cataclysmic Assault, and ladies and gentlemen, that is a farm dragon for you. Jeremiah, he'll fall right there. I'm expecting the concede vote and the GGs to come out shortly.
Yep, there are the Mega Creeps. Draconis has another 8K to spend, but no CC just yet. Obviously, this game is pretty much over. Well, yeah, it's over.
I think it's over.
No way that Complexity can come back from this.
Just
Only if they had an M4 in times like this could you come back. Savage Sig coming out, and he picks up a Conjuro. Love it, love it, love it. But no YOLO mode, doesn't get the YOLO bringer, as that Pro would say.
And again, so the winner of the series, which looks like it is going to be Lions, they're going to be set up to play OTP now.
That's right.
In the winners bracket semifinals. I mean, who saw that coming? Talk about that. How, as OTP, as we mentioned earlier, they took out State Green 2-0. This is Diamond Division HoN true, baby. I mean, we're seeing more and more as the cycles move on. There's no clear-cut winners. There's no clear-cut teams that are just above the rest. Yeah, we have some great competition right now, so that's good to see. But you see right there, making it official, Lion Esports Club, they do take out Complexity 2-1 here in this best of the 3 and are moving on. Complexity will now drop down to the losers bracket once again here. So, well played by Lions, though. Lions looking very strong, especially against Complexity.
It took them one game to get their rhythm, and obviously, as we mentioned, they're playing at a LAN Center, and shout out to the LAN Center. I believe they're actually shouting it out in every game, but I keep missing what it's called. But yeah, they're playing at a LAN Center in Sweden, and apparently they're not even using their own gear. They're using a bunch of the gear from the LAN Center. And it took them one game to get used to it. Obviously, they looked pretty crappy, honestly, in game one, to me. Like,
it happens.
It did not look like the same Lions team that we'd seen from weeks prior, but they picked it up in game 2, especially towards the end, and then all the way out through game 3. So congratulations to Lions, and again, Complexity just cannot get through a series.
No,
against Lions.
That's I want to say 4 in a row now from Lion Esports Club over Complexity in best of the 3s. They've taken them out four times in a row now. I mean, again, it's safe to say they have their number, and we'll see about later on. But Lion Esports Club moving on here in the brackets. In fact, I did refresh the brackets one more time, so got them up on my screen here. It's we're still waiting for a couple of results. It looks like, but Well, actually, with that one finishing, as soon as that gets officially registered, the brackets should be looking good as far as casting tomorrow. So, Q Squad, well, look at that, by the way. Pencils was up 1-0 in that series, but Q Squad comes back, and they take it 2-1. So that means they're going to be playing Trademark Esports in their winners bracket semifinal matchup. One Trick Pony, as we mentioned, 2-0 over Stay Green. They're going to now be playing Lion Esports Club as they just defeated Complexity 2-1. Then you got the losers bracket. The Fire Rises did come back. They were down 1-0. They did win that series 2-1, so they are going to be staying in Diamond at the very least. And moving on here, good to hear there. I believe they're actually going to be playing Complexity, though, if I'm not mistaken, because that's the last one that hasn't really been officially registered. So, yeah, Complexity should be matched up there, and that should be a fun matchup. So,
absolutely.
TT Esports versus Stay Green, another great matchup. That's losers bracket round 2. We already have matchups like that. Mistral versus Pencils, and then Afraid taking on Absolute Legend. So,
yeah,
those matches all be taking place tomorrow, of course. We'll be covering one from the losers bracket and then one of the winners bracket semifinal matches, as always, here on HoNcast. So look forward to that.
A lot of fun today.
Was indeed. With that said, I mean, we are going to be wrapping up here shortly, but any final words from yourself, Trev?
Just, GG, well played to all teams that competed today. I got really nothing today.
Nothing more. All right, Lion Esports Club again. Big congratulations to them as well as all the teams that were victorious. Again, it's fun to see this. It really is. As these cycles move on, it seems like we're getting a lot more of crazy results. We're seeing 3-game series all over the place. We're getting some crazy upsets, some results, and it truly is making this whole HoN Tour event that much more exciting. So, with that said, wrapping things up here for today. Thank you once again for you guys for tuning in. As always, a pleasure. You can follow this guy at TrelfHoN.
And over here at Breaky CPK.
At HoNcast, the HoNcast Facebook, HoNcast.com, HoNtour.com, all that jazz. You need to check it all out if you're not already, because it is pretty awesome. So until next time, we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time, with a losers bracket matchup here for the Diamond Division. See you then.